Welcome, everybody, to Flagstaff, Arizona. Beautiful night for baseball here at Mark Grace Field. We're in the elimination bracket of the 2023 Arizona State Little League Baseball Championship Tournament. Game tonight between the visiting team, designated the West Flagstaff All-Star team. You know this is their home field. They are the visiting team tonight. And they'll be taking on from Stafford, Arizona, the Mount Graham Little League All-Star team. And they'll be home. Mount Graham is wearing this is a good uniform game. Mount Graham's got the away whites with blue, solid blue shoulders, red lettering on the names and blue numbers and gray pants, while West Flagstaff is in their regular dark blue jerseys with the yellow numbers, white pants, and white hats. So last night, the Mount Graham Little League team got their tournament underway. They ran into probably the best team in the tournament, at least by far, so far as results goes, and that's Canyon View out of Tucson. They lost to them 19-0, so they want to get the bad taste out of their mouth out of last night's game by playing West Flagstaff here tonight. West Flagstaff opened the tournament with a 6-5 walk-off loss to Cactus Foothills, who has now since won 3 games in this tournament. Total, they beat West Flag, and they've won 2 more. So West Flag has to look at that and go, we let opportunity get away. They know they did. So all the mistakes that they made in that first game against Cactus Foothills, they came back last night, played almost an error-free game. They had 1 error in the first inning. They turned 3 double plays, had great pitching from Adrian Crockett, and came away with a 3-0 win over Prescott to eliminate Prescott last night. So that's kind of where we set up here tonight as West Flagstaff takes on Mount Graham in an elimination game. The loser, their tournament's done. The winner goes over to Continental and plays over there tomorrow against either Ahwatukee or Maricopa. And they'll be playing. They're underway right now, about an hour into the game. And once that goes final, we'll let you know for sure who the winner of this game is going to play. Some other games from earlier today in the losers bracket round. Sunnyside, before ours, beat Red Mountain 12-2. So Red Mountain's 0-2 and out of the tournament. They'll advance to play Litchfield Park. Litchfield Park beat Gilbert American 11-7, and Gilbert American is out of the tournament. So a little bit of eye-raising surprises here in this tournament so far, as some of the power teams are gone. So we start this game tonight. West Flag's first up, and last night's winning pitcher, Adrian Crockett, he tossed 5 in the third inning, gave up a hit, struck out 8 last night. He is the leadoff hitter playing right field tonight for West Flagstaff. There's a hit right past the third baseman into left field for the base hit. So Crockett starts West Flag off here with a base hit to open up the game. Pitching for Mount Graham tonight is the son of the coach, Jacob Ruiz. And first pitch swinging, and Crockett gets that base hit. Next up is the shortstop tonight, number 0, Brizzy Burkar. He is the son of West Flagstaff's head coach, Shane Burkar. His first pitch from Ruiz. Right down the middle, strike 1. Beautiful night. If there's a better looking Little League stadium in this state, I've never been to it. I've never seen it. This is an amazing place for baseball. Ball inside now, goes down, goes into the outfield. So Crockett not only takes second, he'll take third on the pass ball by the catcher, and the catcher throwing in the center field. So right off the bat, West Flagstaff has their leadoff hitter in scoring position with no out. 1-1 count to Breezy Burkar. Here's the pitch. A little inside. Kind of jams up Burkar, pops it up, and the left fielder makes the catch. Crockett looks like he's going to go home, but he's going to stay right there at third. So a pop-up by Burkar gives West Flagstaff their first out, and Crockett stays at first. Next up tonight, starting pitcher for West Flagstaff. He's usually the catcher. That's number 2, Avon Adams. And he steps in. Again, great opportunity here for West Flagstaff to get a run on the board here. First pitch to Adams. He cranks it down the left field line, but goes foul. 0-1 the count. Again, West Flagstaff started the tournament with a 6-5 walk-off loss to Cactus Foothills, and then beat Prescott last night 3-0 to advance on in the elimination bracket. 0-1 pitch. There's a drive into right center field, and it's going to get past the center fielder and make the bounce to the fence. Crockett's going to score. Adams goes into second standing up. So an RBI double by the starting pitcher tonight for West Flagstaff, Avon Adams, and West Flag is on the board. 1-0 with one out here in the top of the first. Next up, the only player in the postseason to have a home run for West Flagstaff, and that's Drake Schaefer, the center fielder. He had a 3-run home run in the district tournament against Payson, and he's, again, the only home run that's registered so far in the postseason for West Flagstaff. First pitch, right up the middle to the pitcher, and over to first for out number 2. On that, Adams moves over the third on the ground out to the pitcher. Now up, the first baseman, number 23, Ben Klontz. Now, the story on him, 2 years ago, he and his family lived down in Safford. He actually played in the Mount Graham Little League. So, no stranger to Mount Graham and vice versa. Probably knows a bunch of these kids. Haven't played down there a couple years ago. He moved to Flagstaff, and now he's in West Flagstaff. First pitch high and outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Little inside, swung early, but knuckles it down the first base line. Pitcher gets it and goes over the first for the final out of the top half of the third. But West Flagstaff scores first. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 man left on base. Going in the bottom of the first, it's 1-0 West Flagstaff. So let's reset a little bit because we come on a little bit tight toward the beginning of the game. My name is Dave Zorn. I am the News and Sports Director for CAF Radio here in Flagstaff. And happy to bring this along to everybody watching tonight across the state, across the nation here on the CAF Sports YouTube page. And special welcome to everybody watching down in Safford tonight, the Mount Graham Little League fans that couldn't make the long trip up a bunch of hills to get to Flagstaff to cheer on their team. We're glad we were able to put this together. And I want to also thank our good friend Lee Patterson with KATO Radio down in Safford area for helping us get the word out on this as well. So appreciate his efforts on that. So, radio, tag team effort. We help each other out. And glad we're able to get the word out to everybody down in Safford about our feed tonight, and hope you enjoy the broadcast. So for you folks from the Safford area, you don't know, Shane Burkar, the coach of the West Flagstaff team, is also the men's basketball coach at NAU. He's the head coach there, and there's a few players out here last night, a few of the starters. They're here going through preseason camps and going through, conditioning, that kind of thing. And in the district tournament, they were here for working out, and they got kind of a stipend to be here to take care of expenses and stuff. Each player on NAU's basketball team donated $150 to the Continental Little League to help put on this tournament. So it's college students, college athletes don't get a ton of money, but so they reached deep and donated money to Continental Little League, who is the host of the state tournament here this year in Flagstaff, to help put this on. So great support from them, and not only here as fans, but also monetarily, and these kids at West Flag absolutely love all those players from the NAU men's basketball team, and so shout out to them. And so Shane Burkhardt, during the week, between districts and state, he was out recruiting. He was in the Midwest and came back and put on his baseball uniform, and he's out here managing the West Flagstaff team. Okay, here we go with Mount Graham's first time at the plate, and as a catcher, and that is number 9. That's Jalen Way. He takes ball 1. Next pitch from Adams. Ball inside, 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Popped up. And it's going to go back in the stands. Makes a nice barehanded catch off to my right here. Gets up and takes a bow. So one of the West Flagstaff fans, no problem there. Didn't need a glove, nothing. Got it with the bare hands. Like to see that. So the foul means strike 1, so 2-1 the count here to Jalen Way. Next pitch from Adams. Popped up, left field, goes back, and left fielder makes the catch. That's route number 1. If you're new to the West Flags baseball team, they're pretty technically sound. They did have a lot of errors in game 1. That really led to their loss to Cactus Foothills, but normally a pretty solid defensive team. Not a power hitting team. They look for the holes and try to get the ball through the holes and trying to find those gaps. And they're a pretty strong pitching team too. But their number 1 and 2 starters aren't pitching tonight. They're kind of doing a bullpen game. Is West Flag tonight? First pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. Usually the number 1 starter for West Flag is Brizzy Burkar, the shortstop. The number 2 pitcher is the right fielder, Adrian Crockett, who pitched last night. And almost went the distance if it wasn't for his pitch count. So up next for Mount Graham, Maddox Howard. Number 12. He is the second baseman. He's got a 1-1 count. Adams, swing and a miss from Howard. Oop, got a little piece of that. Still counts the same, 1 and 2. Told you about Cactus Foothills. They beat West Flag in the first game 6-5. Then they beat Gilbert American 8-1. And earlier today they beat Sarah Vista 12-5 to advance. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3 for Howard. For out number 2. Next up for Mount Graham is the starting first baseman, number 6, Braden Nelson. He twirls his bat as he comes up to the, steps in a little bit, gets a sign from Coach Rios. Andy Rios, the head coach for Mount Graham, the third base coach as well. He steps in and we're ready to go. Adams with pitch number 1. Foul tip back. It's the top of the cage. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. Ooh, nice change-up pitch. Really got Nelson ahead of the pitch there. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 0-2 to Braden Nelson, the first baseman. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. Another ground ball there, so this time Nelson stays off of it. Ball 1. Beautiful night up here, as I mentioned. A little warm up here for our standards. A little warm. It was in the 90s or low 90s. No rain up here today. Here's a pitch from Adams. There's a hit right to the first baseman, Klontz, and he catches it for the third out. So Mount Graham goes 1-2-3 in the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no man left on base. After 1, it's 1-0 West Flagstaff as they come to bat. So I was saying, we had nice weather up here today. We had some rain up here yesterday, but stayed away today. Got some clouds at distance. Looks like maybe, the Holbrook area and the White Mountains may have got some rain up here today. But once the sun goes down, it gets really nice. And we got no wind. The flag in center field is pretty much at a standstill, so nothing's going to be swirling. But just a great night for baseball and a beautiful facility, Mount Mark Grace Field here, which is the home for West Flagstaff. And this was built 12, 13 years ago, I think. Part of the Diamondbacks Little League stadiums. And I understand from our friend Lee Patterson down there that there's a drive to get Thatcher involved in getting one of these Diamondback fields. And I'm all for that because they do a great job of these things. It's not a lot of amenities. They do have one here at Mark Grace Field. They do have dual batting cages. They have a bullpen, which is pretty cool. Lots of room for seating. Not the best parking, but it's a little tiny park in a kind of a cul-de-sac kind of area here in West Flagstaff. It shadows of NAU. NAU's right about a half mile away, so really close to there. And just a cool little park. And there's also another Diamondbacks field here that they built, and that's Joe Garagiola Field, and that's over in the Sunnyside area where the Mount Eldon Little League used to play, but they've since gone defunct. So there's 2 little leagues here in Flagstaff. It's Continental and West Flagstaff. Those 2 played for the district title, and it's basically future Flagstaff Eagles and future Coconino Panthers, and they get after it and when those 2 play. All right, first up for West Flagstaff is the third base woman, Kaylee Begay. Pitch inside, ball 1. Carly, really a really good third baseman. Pretty good at the plate as well. Took a couple hit by pitches last night, shook them off, went right to first. She's a gritty little player, and definitely one of their best players. 1-0 pitch. Outside, ball 2, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Right back to the pitcher, knocks him on his ground, but knocks it to the shortstop over the first, and just in time is Kaylee Begay, but really took a shot a rocket right back up to pitcher. Pitcher went right down, and they're looking at him right now at the mound to see, make sure he's okay. But right off his foot, I think his right foot, and he's walking around. Looks like, yeah, well, no worse for wear. I'm all good. That was a nice rip, though, back up the middle, but took the pitcher right out. But it had a good bounce over to shortstop and almost got Kaylee Begay at first, but she beat out the throw. So run around first, no outs here in the top of the second. Carson Abbey, the right fielder tonight. Actually, Carson is the catcher tonight. I got that number wrong there. So catcher tonight, Carson Abbey. He's up to plate now with runner on first and no outs for West Flagstaff. Here's Ruiz with the pitch. Right down the middle, strike one. Ruiz doesn't have a lot of speed. He's got a little movement on his pitches. Got a nice little curveball there. Nice pitch from him. Popped up, and it is popped right to the first baseman, so one out there. Kind of keeps the batter guessing a little bit, too, which obviously in your pitcher, that's exactly what you want to do. And, they faced a pitcher last night, and Prescott had a little mustard on his ball. So a slower pitcher they got to get used to a little bit, too. Murph Keckup, the starting left fielder for West Flagstaff. He's behind it. And it goes behind us. I lost it in the darkness. I have no idea where it went. I think it went behind the concession stand. So I looked up, couldn't see it. Maybe I should have brought my glove tonight. I'm not one to make a barehanded catch, that's for sure. Oh, 1 pitch. Murph pops it up. Third baseman gets under it. Catches in foul territory for out number 2. Deegan Custer, one of the extra hitters, is up now for West Flagstaff, number 88. So far, a pretty good pitching game. I mean, West Flag got a run on 2 hits in the first inning and got that base hit from Kaylee Begay, and that's really about it. There's a hit over off the pitcher, and everybody's safe. Again, right up the middle. And Ruiz couldn't get the ball fast enough to throw over to first, and Deegan Custer gets on with a base hit, so runs on first and second, 2 out. Now up is another extra hitter, number 49, Michael Rodriguez. He had a long at bat last night. I think it went like 10 or 11 pitches and really battled against Prescott's pitcher last night. Here's the first pitch from Ruiz. Ooh, caught the corner and low outside, strike one. One nothing. West Flagstaff here, top of the second inning. As they're batting here at Mark Grace Field. Here's the pitch from Ruiz. Lines it right between shortstop and third baseman in the left field. That gets past the left fielder. Here comes Begay into the plate, and no play there. She's going to score standing up with Custer going to third. It's 2-0 West Flagstaff. With a nice base hit there by Mike Rodriguez. Next up, the second baseman, number 18, Brady Condon. Ruiz with the pitch. Strike, gets away from the catcher. Rodriguez. The runner comes home, that scores, and now he gets back to first base safe. So Michael Rodriguez got caught literally off first base. It's almost like they baited him to throw and get in that pickle so Custer could score, which happened. He went back and forth. Custer comes in the plate, gets the run, and Mike Rodriguez was able to get back to first. So 0-1 the count to Condon. Here's the pitch. Low, strike 2. 3-0 West Flagstaff. Just base hits. This is what this team does, just finds the hole. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that retires the side for West Flagstaff, not before they get 2 runs off 3 hits. 1 man left on base going in the bottom of the second. It's West Flag 3, Mount Graham 0. One thing we noticed about the West Flag team, that first game, they were just, they got up 5-0 on Cactus Foothills. And then they kind of laid back. They had in the district tournament, they kind of had an easy run with it. No offense to anybody they played, but the closest game they had was 8-2. And I think once they got up 5-0, he said, you know what, this is going to be one of these games. We're good. And laid back, and it fell apart from that point forward against a really good Cactus Foothills team who is advanced on in the winners bracket. And by the time they play again, which is going to be Thursday night right here at Grace Field, they could be one of maybe 4 or 5 teams left. So, and you got to, if you're a West Flag fan, you're looking at that, and man, they just beat Cactus Foothills. Look what they've done in this tournament. That easily could be us. And it could be. But then again, I don't know. There's a direct favorite in this tournament. I think Canyon View, who beat Mount Graham last night 19-0. And they beat Litchfield Park 6-1 in the first round. That might be right now the going favorite here in this tournament. But, Sierra Vista had great pitching. Cactus Foothills beat them. So it could be Canyon View and Cactus Foothills might be the 2 best teams. We'll find out tonight because Canyon View is playing Lake Havasu. And Lake Havasu is another pretty strong team that's had a nice run here. They beat Sunnyside and Ahwatukee in this tournament. So getting down to the nitty-gritty as we start kind of eliminating teams, and whoever hangs on might have a chance there at the end. Of course, the winner here goes to San Bernardino, California to play in the West Regional, where all their games are going to be on either ESPN Plus or ESPN. So stakes get higher. First up for Mount Graham is the center fielder, and it's Jace Larson. 1-0 pitch. Swing, fouls it off. 1-1 the count. One thing that I've seen here in this tournament, if there's a foul ball, they ask you to bring it back, but there's no snow cone. I remember back in the day, you get a snow cone if you bring a foul ball back. Go outside, ball 2, 2-1 to count. There's a hit down to the third baseman. He takes it, and Klontz runs and gets the out. 3 unassisted for out number 1. One out. Next up for Mount Graham is the catcher, number 8, Ryder Rios. Here's the pitch from Adams. Hit over to third base, Begay. Now over to Klontz the first for out number 2. Three pitches, 2 outs here in the second. Next up for Mount Graham is the right fielder, and it's number 33, Nathan Gutierrez. Even Adams, first pitch from him. Nice little curveball, but just a little too high. Ball 1. That was a beautiful little floater in there. Those of everybody watching on YouTube, we got some camera issues we're trying to work on, so we'll turn this into a radio broadcast for a little bit here while Casey's trying to figure out the issue here. Ball 2, 2-0. And I'm a radio guy anyway. No problem with that. You can adjust really quick. Next pitch from Evan Adams. Hit to the shortstop, gets past the third shortstop and into left field for a base hit. So Gutierrez gets on for Mount Graham. And that is the first hit of the game for them. So runner on first with 2 outs here, 3-0 West Flagstaff. Here in the bottom of the second inning is Jacob Ruiz. The pitcher comes up for Mount Graham. Adams with the pitch. There's a hit to shortstop and lined it right out to Breezy Burkar to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base after two innings of play. It's West Flagstaff 3, Mount Graham 0. Due up for West Flagstaff, the bottom of the order. Brock Cusper, who had an RBI last night. And then back to the top, Adrian Crockett and Breezy Burke are your next 3 up for West Flagstaff. Again, let's go over some action today here at the state tournament. We're starting to narrow some things down. Cactus Foothills earlier today knocked off Sierra Vista in the winner's bracket to advance on. 12-5 with the score there. Canyon View and Lake Havasu are playing right now in the elimination bracket round. Litchfield Park beat Gilbert American 11-7, so Gilbert American is done. Sunnyside beat Red Mountain in the game before us today, 12-2, and Red Mountain's done. So the Valley team's not really having a ton of fun here in Flagstaff in this tournament. We're seeing more and more of the Phoenix area teams get beat, which is a rarity if you follow Little League Baseball over the last few years. And you know that, Chandler National was one. They're not even here. Ahwatukee went to the Little League World Series a few years back. And Gilbert American has been a good tradition of baseball, but they're all gone. So Litchfield Park advances to take on Sunnyside tomorrow over at Dawson, which is Continental. That's a 5 o'clock start. The winner of this game will take on either Ahwatukee or Maricopa in another elimination game. They're playing right now over there at Continental in Field 2. As soon as that goes final, we'll pass that along to you. Sierra Vista is off until Friday, and they'll play the winner of either of this game and Ahwatukee Maricopa. They'll play the winner of that game Friday night over at Continental. So they get a day off in the elimination bracket. Is Sierra Vista, who had some great pitching. They tossed a combined no-hitter in game number 1 against Maricopa. So, but they got beat today by Cactus Foothills earlier on. So we're whittling down the field here in Flagstaff in the 2023 Little League State Tournament. With another team, the loser of this game goes home as well. Here we go, top of the 3rd inning. Blake Cosper up, one of the extra hitters for West Flag. There's a hit to the first baseman. He gets it, but no one's covering the base. So Casper gets on with a base hit as first baseman made a nice play, but pitcher didn't get over there to cover first. So Casper gets on. Now back to the top of the order is the right fielder, number 22, Adrian Crockett. He had a single in the first inning and scored. So he's 1 for 1 in the game here so far. Looks like we got our camera stuff taken care of, so we're back in video. So apologize for that. We got to figure it out. There's a hit right between the shortstop and third base is Crockett. He's just got his 2nd hit of the game. First pitch swinging. Cosper goes to second. Crockett's the first, so 2 runs on first and second, no out. And here comes Brizzy Burkar, who popped out to the left fielder last time up. He's 0 for 1. First pitch to Burkar. Outside ball 1, past the catcher. Runner's going to advance. So Cosper goes to third. Crockett goes to second on the pass ball. 1-0 count to Brizzy Burkar, who will likely be, if the West Flagstaff wins tonight, he'll likely be the starting pitcher tomorrow night. Probably, but probably going to put that in pencil if they win this. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 1-1 to count. Burkar steps in, waits for Ruiz to throw the ball. 1-1 pitch. Right down the middle, Burkar pops it up to the left field and over the left field's head and to the back to the wall. 1 run's going to score. Here comes Crockett around third. He's going to score standing up, a 2-run double for Brizzy Burkar for West Flagstaff, and they take the 5-0 lead. Got a pitch right down the middle, and he did what good hitters do and deposited. One bounced to the fence there. No out here. Up next is the pitcher, Evan Adams. He had a double last time up. He's 1 for 1. Ruiz to Adams. There's a hit down the third base line, goes foul. All that is a long strike. 0-1 the count. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside. That was a 0-1 pitch. Now it's 1-1. Next pitch from Ruiz. There's a shot, left field, bounces right in front of the left fielder, and bobbles it, but here comes Burkhardt around. There's not going to be a throw, and Brizzy Burkhardt's going to score. And there goes Adams to second with a smart base running move there. So Burkhardt scores from second. Adams gets a single and moves to second on the fielding error there by the left fielder. 6-0 West Flagstaff over Mount Graham. Next up is Drake Schaefer. He grounded out to the pitcher first time up. He's 0 for 1. 1-0 count. First pitch of the ball. Here's the next pitch. Swing, hits it down to the first baseman, bobbles it, and gets over and makes it and gets in there. Schaefer beat the play at first after the bobble by the first baseman. E3 on the first baseman. And Adams moves over the third on the play. So runners on the corners, still no out here in the top of the third as Ben Klontz comes up. He grounded out to the pitcher as well the first time up. He's 0 for 1. A little equipment issue there, and here we go. First pitch to Klontz. Hit down to third base line, goes foul. Again, if you missed it, first time up, Klontz was a member of the Mount Graham Little League a couple years ago when his family was there, and they moved up here to Flagstaff. So pretty good bet that he knows a couple of these kids, at least probably quite a few of these kids on this Mount Graham team. Probably not enough to give Burkhardt any kind of, scouting report or anything like that, but it's got to be, good, kind of cool for him to not only be on a team and playing in this tournament, playing against maybe some old friends down there from Safford. 0-1 to count the Klontz. Here comes the next pitch. Low, but gets a call strike two. Now they got the runners going back and forth and see what they're going to do. And because of the indecision, Schaefer takes second. He literally was standing between the first and second, but the runner, which is Adams, the third, acted like he was going to go too, and Schaefer just took second. Kind of simple there. 0-2 is a count, though, to Klontz. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. But they drops the ball, throws the first for the out, but, here comes Adams in the score. So it was a swing and a miss for Klontz. And the catcher throws down for out number one. But as soon as he threw down, Adams took off from third and scored, and Schaefer goes over the third. So now it's 7-0 West Flagstaff over Mount Graham here in the third inning. Up next is Kaylee Begay, the third baseman. She singled and scored her first time up last inning. First pitch is a ball, 1-0 the count. Kaylee steps in. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside, ball two. West Flagstaff scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and so far they've got 4 in the third with 1 out. Next pitch from Ruiz. She pops it up, and it's going to drop in for a hit. Schaefer scores, RBI single for Begay. Now it's 8-0 West Flagstaff. Timeout is Andy Ruiz. Andy Rios comes out, and we got pitching changes. as Ruiz is done. And we'll see if we get see who's coming in to pitch here. I believe it's number 12. And that is going to be Maddox Howard, excuse me. So Maddox Howard in the pitch for Mount Graham. So this is kind of typically what we see out of West Flagstaff. We saw during the district tournament. First inning tends to be kind of a feel out. They'll maybe score a run, get a couple hits, which they did now, but their innings really are 2, 3, 4. And that's where they do most of the damage, and that's exactly what they've done tonight. They've scored 7 of their 8 runs in innings 2 and 3, and we only got 1 out here in the third. Mount Graham from District 11 won their district tournament. Teams from that district include Duncan, probably I think Morenci and other little leagues around there. A lot of athletics in that area. Love the Gila Valley. I lived there for 2 years with the Eastern Arizona College myself, and love the fact that there's a ton of high schools around. A lot of great football, wrestling. Big time wrestling down with Morenci and Pima back in the day. So much respect for athletics down there in the Gila Valley. I hope everybody's doing well down there. Wish you all were here, actually, from the Safford area. It's much cooler up here. But, I mean, within half an hour, you can get up to Mount Graham and you're fine, right? You can trip up the mountain, 30-degree temperature change. Perfect. Just not everybody go at once, right? Here we go. We start up again as Carson Abbey, the catcher, digs in for West Flagstaff. 1 out here in the top of the third, 8-0 West Flagstaff to score. First pitch from Howard. Outside, little up, 2 outside, takes ball 1. Carson digs in. Here's the pitch. Pops it up right behind us, and it's going to fall short. Nope, it bounces off the top and goes out into the audience. And the guy who caught the barehanded catch is giving the other person grief for not catching it barehanded. Lively bunch this West Flagstaff fan base is. All right, 1-1 the count to Carson Abbey. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Last time Carson was up, he popped out to the first baseman. He's 0 for 1 tonight so far in this elimination game in the 2023 state tournament. Here's next pitch from Howard. Check swing. Ball 3-1 the count. A little low and outside. Pitch from Howard. Well, outside, that's ball 4. So Carson Abbey walks, and that's going to advance Kaylee Begay over to second. Over to second. A little frog right there. Still 1 out. 8-0 here in the top of the third. West Flagstaff as Murph Keck steps in. He popped out to the third baseman last time up. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Look at this Mount Graham team. Very similar to some of the teams we saw in the District 1 tournament. Kind of looks like a little like Silver Creek, which was out of Snowflake Taylor. Similar. Ball outside, 2-0 the count. Except Silver Creek had the 12-year-old kid, 6'3", and used a wooden bat because of his bat speed. That's what we'll think back to that game, and it's just crazy. Next pitch. Ball outside, trying to get that corner, but it's not. Umpire's not calling it. 3-0 the count to Murph Keck. Here's the pitch. Strike one. Gets that first strike there. 3-1 the count. Again, runners on first and second here. No, one out here in the top of the third. Howard, here's the pitch. There's a base hit between the first and second baseman. And they're going to hold up the runners, except now they got runner picked off between second and third. So who was at third was going to score, but they held the ball at third base. So Carson Abbey was dead to rights between second and third, but he got back to second. But Kaylee Begay scores through all that. Murph Keck gets a base hit, and he's on first. So Keck's at first. Abbey's at second. Begay scores. It's 9-0 West Flagstaff. There's some crazy base running things in this game. First pitch from Howard. He goes right up the middle, hits the pitcher. He goes down. That's a base hit, but it went right off his left knee, and he's down on the ground. That hurt. That's the third or fourth, I think at least the third comebacker to the pitcher. But this went right off his knee. There's no padding there on those leggings, the pants. Oof. Not good. Definitely hope he's okay here as everybody's taking a knee. That was Deegan Custer is the one that had the base hit there, and he's over there seeing if he's okay and hoping he's okay. And good on Deegan to go check on him. And the Mount Graham coaches give him a head tap and thanked him for checking on him. And he knows that it was an accident. I mean, there's no intention obviously there, and so Howard's going to limp off here. Probably have a pretty decent knot on that knee in the morning, or probably within the next little while. So we'll see who's going to be the pitcher now for Mount Graham, and it's going to be 24 for Mount Graham, and that is Noah Erlin. Hope I said that right. So Noah's in. He moves in from Noah. It was actually one of the extra hitters. So now he takes over extra hitter. Basically 3 DHs is pretty much what the team has. He can bat 12. So he's one of the extra hitters. So now he comes in the pitch. So he'll get a little bit of time to warm up here. So yeah, we hope that pitcher there, Jace Howard, ends up just having like a knot. There's no other damage there. Tough to see, especially at this level. It's super. I mean, any level it's tough to see a comebacker like that, but obviously this level it's pretty tough. So we wish him the best for sure. Our technical director, Casey, dancing to Bon Jovi here. He wasn't alive when this song was a hit. So. Next time we need to put the camera on him, maybe. Okay, Noah Arin. We'll go with that. Mike Rodriguez is up now. Last time up in the last inning, he had a single. He's 1 for 1 in the game. We got bases loaded, 1 out here in the third. 9-0 West Flagstaff with the lead. Here's a pitch for Arin. Mikey Rod pops it up. It goes foul, and looks like he probably stayed in the dugout over there to the right. So 0-1 the count to Mike Rodriguez. Arin with the pitch. Foul back. Strike 2, 1-2 the count. I say we Getting pretty good camera work tonight here. Daisy Johnson, our camera operator, and wish we can get through the fence, but there's only so much we can do with all this baseball and backstops and everything like that. So that was strike 3. So he ran the first, but with bases loaded. So 2 out. So Brady Condon up. Last time he was up, he struck out. He's 0 for 1. And if he gets on, we batted around this inning. First pitch to Brady. There's Blinder in the right center field. 1 run scores. Here comes run around the plate, throws the plate, not in time as Keck scores. So Abby and Keck both scored. That's a 2-run single by Brady Condon. And Custer goes to third on the play. A beautiful hit there by Brady Condon. And now we're stretching out the old scoreboard. Or the stat sheet, really. As Brock Cusper comes up to the plate. He led off the inning with a single and he scored. This will be his second time batting this inning. So it's 11-0. West Flag over Mount Graham here in the top of the third still. We got 2 outs. There's a pitch a little high. Ball 1. 1-1 the count. Brock Cosper. Next pitch. Went around a little early, and they say he went all the way around. So 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss, strike 3, but he drops the ball and goes to first. Go to first is out just in time. So strike out, and then the throw goes catch 2-1. And that ends the top of the third inning. But West Flag scores 8 runs in the inning to lead 11-0 going into the bottom of the third. We can tell you the winner of this game is going to play Ahwatukee tomorrow night at 7:30 over at Continental. Ahwatukee eliminated Maricopa tonight, 11-1. So whoever wins this gets an Ahwatukee team that has a World Series title to their program. If you join us on the broadcast tomorrow night, you'll find out where that was. Casey looks at me weird. It's a big-time matchup tomorrow night, Casey. We're over at Continental, closer to my home, so that's good. We've enjoyed our time here at Mark Gray Field, by the way. This is amazing. I want to thank the West Flag Little League for setting us up right behind home plate, got us power, got us all set up. This has been just an incredible experience out here at Mark Gray's Field, a beautiful stadium, obviously, looking into the Ponderosas. We get sunset every night before we start. This has been just awesome out here, but we do miss our friends over at Continental, so we'll be over there. I was going to call now. If West Flag wins, we'll be over at Continental tomorrow night with a big game against Ahwatukee. That is a program where West Flagstaff could, if they win, they can. It's one of those statement wins for a Little League program. That's how highly respected a team like Ahwatukee is. So it doesn't get any easier from here. That's for sure. As they're going to run into some power Little Leagues the closer you get to the title game. Right now the umpires are talking with Coach Andy Rios over there for some reason. But we've got a new pitcher for West Flagstaff. And it is going to be number 10, Kaylee Begay, pitching. Well, this will be pretty cool. I've never seen her pitch, so it goes back to when I managed the Little League team in St. John's, and we had our draft, and we chose a girl, and we turned her into a pitcher, and she struck out 2 of the 3 batters the first time she pitched. So I'm cheering for her, even though we can't because media and stuff. But can't wait to see what Kaylee does here. She's got a nice little zip on her warm-up pitches too. I'm firmly believe after seeing her play a few times, there's nothing she can't do on a baseball field. I mean, she's a very solid hitter, great defender, and really, some of the zip she puts from third to first has got some steam on it. And I'm anxious to see this. This is going to be pretty fun. West Flag, they get an official now, and they made the announcement. So, due up for Mount Graham. Jet Bingham is going to lead things off here. He's the left fielder, followed by third baseman Brady Palmer. And then after him will be Jeremiah Hayes. But Bingham's going to start here. Jet Bingham, he's the left fielder to start things off here for Mount Graham. Kaylee Begay with the first pitch. Tries to cut the corner inside, misses a little bit. Ball one there to Palmer. Excuse me, Bingham. Palmer is next up. 1-0 pitch. Gets the corner, strike one. Even though Bingham did check swing there a little bit, but I think Kaylee got the corner there. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike two. Next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Strikeout swinging is Jet Bingham. Route number one for Mount Graham as Kaylee Begay gets her first strikeout of the state tournament. Next up, the third baseman, number 17, Brady Palmer.
Next at bat is number 17, Brady Palmer.
Brady steps in, ready to roll. First pitch from Begay. Popped up. Going to stay in play. Looks like it will. Oh, and Constant made that, got underneath it, got a glove on it, but didn't hold in his glove and falls foul. So just a long strike. 0-1 to count here to Bingham. Now they're talking to the first base coach for Mount Graham. So maybe he didn't get in the way. Home plate umpire's talking to him right now. I don't know if he's getting a warning or see what happens in this discussion here. Yeah, it looks like all the first base coach got was a warning, and again, long single. That's the way to play it right there, I think. I mean, give him a warning. If it happens again, just get the heck out of the way. So 0-1 the count to Brady Palmer. Kaylee with the 0-1 pitch. A little high. It's 1-1. So far, West Flagstaff pitching has only allowed one hit here in this game. Next pitch. A little bit outside. 2-1 the count. 11-0 West Flagstaff. If they win, they'll take on Ahwatukee over at Continental tomorrow night. Ball low, gets past the catcher. Nobody's on base, no problem there. Ball 3-1. Here's a pitch from Begay. Palmer looks at strike two. It's right in there, gets the corner. So full count with one out here in the bottom of the third. 11-0 West Flagstaff. And here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Two batters, two strikeouts for Kaylee Begay. Up next is Jeremiah Haynes. He's one of the extra hitters. It's not that Kaylee's really doing, not putting a lot of movement on it. It's just coming after him. That's all it is. Now, see, Jeremiah Haynes here has got some size on him. Let's see what happens here. Begay with a pitch. Strike one. That's a nice low inside pitch there. It gets the call. 0-1 to count. Here comes Begay. 0-1 pitch. Strike two. Gets the call again low. It's exactly where I think she wants to throw this. This kid being kind of a big kid. Want to keep him away from the strike zone, keep him up a little bit. Want to keep it low. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Begay. Ooh, close, but the umpire calls it ball. But, man, that was really close there for possible strike three. A little bit too inside. All right, Begay, 1-2 pitch. Little inside, fouls it off. Kind of one of those excuse me swings. Count still remains 1-2. 1-2. Begay with 1-2. Little outside, gets past the catcher, getting no one on base, no problem there. 2-2 the count. For the sizes Haynes has, he's not really confident in swinging. I mean, he had that excuse me swing there, but he use the size a little bit and tear into the ball. Next pitch from Begay. Swing and a miss, strike three. Kaylee Begay strikes out the side, goes 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base after 3 innings of play. It's West Flagstaff 11, Mount Graham 0. That was impressive, like Kaylee Begay right there. You know, it's funny because we talk about West Flag having pitching. I mean, obviously, those who watch the team, you know, Brizzy Burkhardt can throw. We know that Adrian Crockett can throw. Schaefer's comes in and struck out 2 guys to end the game last night. They got the kids that can pitch. All of a sudden, here comes Kaylee Begay and strikes out the side. So throw her in the mix. Why not? I mean, now you got 5 or 6 pitchers you can easily turn into. And Coach Burkhardt last night told me after the game that this was going to be one of these extra pitcher games. They're going to have to use anybody who can throw because they didn't have their first 2 guys. So, and all that's happened is they've allowed only 1 hit in 3 innings to Mount Graham in the state tournament. So, very impressive combined pitching effort tonight for West Flagstaff. Is again, they just kind of stick around in this tournament. And, you know, whenever their run is over or they win the whole thing, it's just been impressive so far. After that first loss, the way it happened, you never knew how they're going to respond. And all that West Flag has done in the last, you know, game in 4 innings is outscore their opponents 14-0 since they lost on the walk-off. Not bad. I mean, defense has been there. Pitching's obviously been there. Hitting's been there. So it's a good way to rebound and get your way back in it, but it's a long, long road for them. They get past this. You get Ahwatukee waiting for them tomorrow, a program that's generated a World Series, you know, entry. And then you win that. Friday you're taking on Sierra Vista, who's got a day rest. So, yeah, it doesn't get any easier at all. But, you know, as long as you have that one game at a time mentality and you're focused, why not? And you got the home field advantage. You're sleeping in your own bed. So far you played on your home field. But now you got to go to Continental. There's no more playing over here at Mark Grace after tonight for West Flagstaff. Everything else is going to be over at Continental. So up to bat to lead off the 4th inning for West Flagstaff. Top of the order, here's Adrian Crockett. He's 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored tonight for the West Flag Little League. 11-0, top of the 4th inning. Strike one to Adrian. Pitch, a little outside. Ball 1-1-1. 1-1 pitch outside, but call the ball 2. Wasn't sure there for a second. 2-1 to count. Here's the pitch. There's a drive to left center field. Hits the gap, bounces the fence, and bounces over the fence for a ground rule double. So Adrian Crockett with a double. He's 3 for 3 tonight for West Flagstaff. Next up is the shortstop, number 0, Brizzy Burkhart. 1 for 2, a double and a run scored the last time up in that big third inning. 7-run third inning. So got another pitching change here, and that's going to be big number 25, Jeremiah Haynes for Mount Graham. Ooh, he's got a little fire to his pitches in the first warm-up. 11-0 West Flagstaff here over Mount Graham. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast tonight here on the Cap Sports YouTube channel, your home for youth sports here in Flagstaff. As we launched the channel, we launched the channel technically with high school football. Our previewed show is up there. If you're into high school football, especially here in Flagstaff, Coconino and Flag High, go check out the show that myself and my partner Reggie Eccleston did about a month ago, and we'll get you ready for the high school football season that starts August 25th with a day-night doubleheader. Our first game will be Flagstaff and Greenway at 1 o'clock, 12:30 pregame show, followed by Coconino and Carl Hayden at 7 o'clock, 6:30 pregame show at Coconino. So we have those games on the Legend, 93.5 and AM 930 on the radio, and on the Cap Sports Network streaming page, which is on NFHS Network. So if you were a fan of ours last year, subscribe to that. We're on that again, so get ready to subscribe for that. If you're new to us and you on the NFHS platform already, whether it be other schools or whatever, join us on Friday nights. We'll have the game of the week. Not only the game of the week with Reggie and myself, but we have a second platform that follows the team we're not with. So if we're with Coconino, a second platform will be following Flagstaff with a broadcast. So 2 broadcast platforms to follow Flagstaff and Coconino on Cap Sports Network, on NFHSnetwork.com. Go check it out. So Breezy steps in. We've got a new pitcher again. Jeremiah Hayes is the pitcher. So here we go. First pitch to Burkhart. Low, ball 1. Toss down to second. All good there as Rocky gets back. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Inside, but Breezy steps back and dribbles it down the first. Tosses it over to the pitcher for the out. So it goes 3-1 is the out there, but Crockett gets over to third, so Burkhart does his job and gets the runner over to third base with 1 out. Next up is Avon Adams. He's the pitcher tonight, or was the pitcher. He's 2 for 2 tonight with a run scored. He's got a single double, so he's a home run and triple away from the cycle tonight. Pitch goes past the catcher. Crockett takes a couple steps, and that carom off the backstop came pretty much right back to the catcher, so Crockett decides to stay at third. 1-0 count. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Gets past the catcher. There's a foul tip, so 1-1 the count to Avon. If you're Coach Burkhart and the West Flagstaff coaching staff, you're thrilled with the way this game has gone, especially with the pitching setup tonight was going to be. So now they'll reload and get Brizzy Burkhart ready for Ahwatukee, likely tomorrow. Swing and a miss, tips it off actually. Makes 1-2 the count. Big game tomorrow night over at Continental. West Flagstaff, team that's put a lot of runs on the board, but they're going up against a team that traditionally has been a powerhouse here in Arizona and Ahwatukee. Next pitch, fouled it off, long foul ball. Probably over in the playground sets here at the park. Still 1-2 with 1 out. One, 2 to Adams. Inside, it's past the catcher. Here comes Crockett. He slides, or he's not going to slide. He stands up, and he's going to be tagged out because he didn't get down. If he slides, he probably scores that. But a nice play from catcher to pitcher. But that's number 2. Yeah, that's a mistake there by Adrian Crockett. If he slides, he probably gets that run. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. He gets past the catcher. Catcher will throw down to first base and get the out. And retires the side. So good job there by Mount Graham. They go 1-2-3 in pretty much a strange way. Either way, they get out of the inning unscathed. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, no one left on base. After 4 innings of play, actually going into the bottom of the 4th, it's 11-0 West Flagstaff. Talking to Mount Graham coach Andy Rios before the game, and said he must be enjoying the weather up here. He's like, oh yeah. Last year we were at Litchfield Park. We had it was a 3 or 4 o'clock game, and it was like 111 degrees or something like that at first pitch. It's like, my goodness. No thanks. Phoenix has had 20 straight days of 110 or hotter. My friends in the valley can have that all they want. We'll stay up here in the upper 80s, low 90s. Thank you very much. Not rubbing it in or anything. Just saying. Summers up here are the best. Even though it's been a little hot up here for our standards, but still. 95, we'll take it. Monsoon probably coming back this weekend. A couple days reprise, so we'll get some of those mountain showers up here we like so much, and hopefully everybody else gets some mountain rain too, or not mountain rain, because desert doesn't make any sense, but hope a lot of part of the state will get a lot of rain. Safford area always gets some storms, it being down south, so hope you guys down there get some good monsoon rains here coming up. Get that fire season over with. Luckily, we have not had a big fire season up here at all, which is definitely better than it was last year. But, yeah, we want to get into monsoon season, but keep the rain not at flooding levels. We still have some flooding issues up here and possibly in a couple areas, so at least we have of that, the better, that's for sure. So, Kaylee Begay back on the mound for her second inning of work. All she did in her first inning was strike out the side. Not bad for her first time pitching here in the state tournament. Again, if everything stays, West Flagstaff will advance on in the elimination bracket. Take on Ahwatukee over at Continental tomorrow at 7:30. Bryce Riney, the another extra hitter for Mount Graham, steps in, and we're getting ready here for the bottom of the 4th. Pitch from Begay, gets past the catcher, but ball 1. If you're unfamiliar with Little League rules, since we're in the 4th inning, bottom of the 4th, we'll go to the 5th, but if West Flag is up by 10 after 5, and this game will be done. Ball inside, 2-0. Game before us ended in the 5th inning because of the mercy rule is Sunnyside knocked out Red Mountain in the game here at Mark Grace Field earlier today. Ball inside, ball 3. 3-0 the count. Bryce Riney. Here's a 3-0 pitch. Right down the middle, strike 1. So Kaylee trying to rebound here after 3 straight balls that lead off this bottom of the 4th. Next pitch. Popped it up. It's going to foul ball right beside us, but it bounces and goes in the stands. 3-2. So Kaylee Begay starts out 3 straight balls and comes back with 2 straight strikes to load up the count here, 3-2 in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the 3-2 from Begay. Popped up and into the field, but it's going to fall for a base hit in front of the center fielder. So Bryce Riney, the base hit, only the second hit of the game for Mount Graham. As number 24, Noah Arlene, who took a little time pitching here, is up. And here comes Coach Burkauer out. And we'll see what's going to, we have another pitching change here possibly. See what they do here. Rizzy Burkauer wants to pitch. He's like, no, I'm saving you. That Kaylee Begay's done. Looks like. Yep. Great job by Kaylee Begay, though. I mean, struck out the side, faced the one batter. He got from 3-0 to 3-2. Got a base hit off that, so definitely a great outing there by Kaylee Begay. She should be very proud of her efforts tonight. So now in the pitch, Ben Klontz, the first baseman. So Kaylee's probably going to go back to third base, I'm guessing, but Michael Rodriguez has got his glove out there, so he goes from extra hitter into the game. So let's see where everything will play out here defensively. Again, we want to thank everybody here at the West Flagstaff Little League for our setup through this whole tournament. This is our third game out here. And got us behind home plate, roped us off. Couldn't ask for a better spot to watch great Little League baseball here at a high level. So we want to thank those guys here at West Flagstaff. And we're going to see our friends over at Continental tomorrow night, who's equally has done a great job for us during this whole stretch in the district tournament and getting us all set up where we need to be. So that's great for them. Appreciate all the help and cooperation from everybody, connected to both Little Leagues. And it's just a start of a good relationship between both West Flagstaff and us. As next year we're going to do some in-season games, and of course we'll follow both West Flag and Continental as they go through their postseason tournaments, possibly. Depends on where they are, and hopefully by then we'll have more staff members. We can actually go do that. Again, the winner of this tournament will go to San Bernardino for the Western Regional. All those games will be on the ESPN family of networks, starting off with ESPN Plus, and then the semifinals and finals will be on the mothership, the big ESPN. So be a great thing for a team that wins this state tournament. You can follow them on the ESPN networks past Flagstaff. So that's going to be very, very cool. So Noah Arlene steps in. He's going to face Ben Klontz. Here's the pitch. And Arlene gets a bat on the ball, gets over the first base, and nobody's covering. He's going to beat it out. And Mount Graham's in business here. The 2 base hits here in the bottom of the fourth. Runners on first and second with no out. That's at the top of the order for Mount Graham. And Jalen Way going to step up. He flew out to left field his first time up, so he's 0 for 1 for the game. Way steps in, and we're ready to go. Hodson, then Way's showing bunt. He pulls back and strike one. Working on some fundamentals here. I mean, you're down 11-0. Get the runners over. Work on those small things that baseball 101 here at this age. Pitch inside. 1-1 the count. Again, if you missed it, Klontz was a member of the Mount Graham Little League 2 years ago. Folks moved up here to Flagstaff, and now he's at West Flag, so probably knows a few of these kids. Here's the outside pitch. All 2-1 the count. Now Kaylee Begay is now playing first base. As I see that, Mike Rodriguez is over there at third, so it's the position change there. 2-1 pitch. High and inside, ball 3. As now we're going to get a rundown between West Flag there, and goes back and forth. Oh, it goes past Mike Rodriguez, so runner from second slides into third, kind of short, but still gets in there. And takes the base out and knocks out the dirt. So chaos works out for Mount Graham as their runners advance second to third there. Tell you what, base running in this game, even though it's 11-1, 11-0, base running in this game has been crazy. A lot of, they need to play more pickle, I guess, in practice. Keep away. 3-1 the count. Quants to Way. Here's the pitch. And a little dribbler taken by Rodriguez. Throws the first. Gets a runner first, but the shutout is broken as Riney scores on the 5-3 put out. It's 11-1. West flag over Mount Graham, and Arlene goes from second to third. Now up. Braden Nelson steps up as that's usually going to be Howard's spot, but as you may have seen earlier, Howard left the game with an injury after he was pitching and took a comebacker off his knee. So I guess we just skipped through that. Did it count as an out, or I guess no? I guess he skipped the batter. So okay, that's how we're going to do that. So Braden Nelson steps in. Braden lined out the first base his first time up. Pitch a little high, ball one. This is where you maybe have a couple bench players just in case of injury, but everyone carries 12, I guess. 1-0 pitch. Outside, gets past the catcher again. No one's moving. So 2-0 is the count to Braden Nelson. Hans with the pitch. With a shot down the right field line, base hit. And the runner from third is going to score. That's Arlene, so Braden Nelson with an RBI single makes it 11-2 in favor of West Flagstaff. Now we're outside that 10-run area. Next up for Mount Graham, Jace Larson, center fielder. He grounded out the first base the last time up. So Mount Graham putting on a little bit of a small rally so far, scoring 2 in the inning. And Shane Burkar for West Flagstaff called the timeout talking with the home plate umpire. I think this is about missing Howard in the lineup. He's wanted clarification of that, so we're all good. As Wilson steps in. Face Ben Klontz with 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. 11-2 West Flagstaff. Here's the pitch. There's a dribbler to second base. Over to short for 1 and over to first base, but gets past Kaylee Begay. So they get the out. 4-6 for out number 2 and a fielder's choice for Wilson as he reaches first. So runner on first, 2 outs. And Ryder Rios, the catcher, up the bat now for Mount Graham. And now we've got a disagreement here for some reason. Burkar's going out and talking to the second base umpire. See, maybe we can get an explanation here. Blue, what's the call?
So they want to make sure he thought there was interference going from second to first.
Okay.
But because they're saying he didn't slide. You don't have to slide going to second as long as he has a clean throw to first, which he did.
Okay. Awesome.
If he didn't have a clean throw, he would have hit him in the head.
Right.
So he didn't. He didn't have to come over here. He saw him throw sideline. That's exactly what he did.
All right. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate the explanation there from our home plate umpire. So all's good. So here we go. Ryder Rios comes up. He grounded to third base the last time out. So here's the reset. We got a runner on first with 2 outs. 11-2 West Flagstaff for Mount Graham here in the bottom of the fourth inning. First pitch to Rios. As Clontz loses his hat and fouls it off by Rios. Put everything into that pitch, obviously. Loses his hat. Rios steps in. Here's the next pitch from Clontz. High and inside. Ball 1. Oh, I must have missed that as Lawson moved over to second. Oh, nice pitch there by Clontz. He gets the outside corner, 1-2. Outside, 2-2 the count. Two pitch. All outside, 3-2. Full count, 2 outs. Bottom of the fourth. Ben Clontz facing Ryder Rios. Ball inside and walks Rios. Runners on first and second with 2 out. Now Burkhardt comes out. Maybe make a pitch and change here. Anybody else want to pitch? That's kind of what they're doing. If you are watching and you're in Flagstaff here and you are connected with any youth athletic organization here in town, you think, yeah, this looks pretty cool. Maybe we'll have them come out and do our event. Well, we're open for it. So even if you're starting up in the fall or any other kind of seasons, keep us in mind when you're having an event coming up, whether it be football, hockey, baseball. We want to hear from you. We're interested. So give us a ring during business hours or drop us an email, and we'll talk about it. See what we can do going forward, because this YouTube channel is going to be the home for youth sports here in Flagstaff, which is CAF Sports YouTube page. Also, a couple fun things maybe on the horizon for the YouTube page as well. So stay tuned. There's the first pitch driving into the left field. Base hit there by the Mount Graham hitter. Here's his throw to the plate. Out at the plate and ends the inning. Nice throw out there in left field. Right to home plate and guns down Lawson for the final out of the inning after the base hit by Gutierrez. Mount Graham scores 2 runs. Leaves 1 on base after 4 innings of play. It's West Flagstaff 11, Mount Graham 2. So here's the scenario here, folks. West Flagstaff needs to get at least a run here and shut down Mount Graham, and this game will be over here in the 5th inning as we hit at the top of the 5th. And that play right there at home is kind of indicative of what this West Flagstaff team is. They're a very good defensive team, makes a lot of plays, and we say the first game of this tournament, which is kind of an anomaly for this team, is just errors and mistakes all over the place against Cactus Foothills. But since that game, they've been pretty rock solid in their defense and the way they've played the defensive game. You kind of wondered after that game what team was going to show up afterwards, and thankfully for West Flagstaff and the players and parents, that the team that has showed up through the district tournament has shown up since that Cactus Foothills game. Oh, Graham comes out a little fired up. They came out of the dugout going, let's go. Got 2 runs. Let's get back in this. I love that. Love that. Love that attitude. Love that spirit and energy from this Mount Graham team. So the big man for Mount Graham. Jeremiah Hayes comes back out for another round of pitching here. Getting a little heavier with the music out here. Loving this. Great DJing. That's one thing out here at Mark Grace. We've got some great music. Loving the between the innings jams out here. I also want to thank the queen of the concession stand tonight, Bella Burkhardt, for hooking me up with water tonight. So appreciate that, Bella. If you're watching this, keeping my voice intact. I told her I owe her a couple bucks. Of course, Bella, if you're here in Flagstaff, is key member of the 4A state champion Flagstaff Eagle girls basketball team, looking to defend their title this year. You got a lot of quality players coming back, and a couple freshmen I hear they're pretty good. And Tyrone Johnson over there just reloads with that Flagstaff Eagle program. By the way, if you missed it, the boys basketball coach at Flagstaff High School, Nick Walton, resigned yesterday. He got a pretty good promotion at his full-time gig, and didn't have the time to spend with the basketball program, so they're looking for a new coach there. I'm gonna give a call out right now. If there's not a phone call made to Mike Moran about that job, something's completely wrong, because I know he's itching to get back into it. But give him a call. That's what I'm saying. Drake Schaefer in at bat now for West Flagstaff. Here's the pitch. He drills a foul. Well, I think got smoked out of here on a foul ball. Drake is 0 for 1 tonight, reached on an error and scored in the 3rd inning. Drake's a player, or if he gets the right connection on a pretty hard pitch, he can drive this thing out of here. Home plate umpire's checking the ball there. He's going to give him a new one, that's all. Home plate umpire wanted to do balls, so be the gentleman, just taking him out there and still throw him in the ball. All right, Schaefer with 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. There's a drive into the outfield. Center fielder corrals it. It's base hit there for Blake Schaefer. Next up, Ben Klontz. Started at first base. Pitched a little bit. Pretty much done everything tonight against his former team. Except he's 0 for 2. He's flied out to first base and struck out tonight. So he's looking for his first hit as runner on first, no outs here in the top of the 5th, 11-2 West Flag. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Again, if West Flagstaff wins this game, they will take on Ahwatukee tomorrow night over at Continental in another elimination game. They try to take the hard way to a state championship. Swinging and fouled off, strike 2. In West Flagstaff's path is Ahwatukee and Sierra Vista. Sierra Vista, their first game, all they did was throw a combined no-hitter. No big deal. Vaughn steps in with an 0-2 count. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There goes Schaefer to second. And Mount Graham had no idea that was a thing until Schaefer gets up on a slide. And, oh, wait a minute, he took second. Kaylee Begay now up. She started the night at third base, and Had a nice inning +1 on the mound tonight. Struck out the first 3 batters she saw. She's done tonight. She's 2 for 2, scored twice. So Kaylee steps in, 1 out. Runner at second base, 11-2. First pitch to Kaylee. Outside, ball 1. We had a good pace going in this game for a little while until technical director Casey said, you know, it's going by pretty quick, Dave. Yeah, there you go. So it's way down. Pitch outside, 2-0. Shakes his head because it wasn't me. He did that once, and now I'm going to let him off the hook for that. 2-0 the count. There's the pitch to Begay. Outside, 3-0. Real pitch from Haynes. High and outside, and Kaylee Begay gets on the walk. West Flag in business here. 1 out. Runners at first and second. Carson Abbey, the catcher tonight, he steps in. And he 1 for 2 tonight and run scored. Nicknamed Hollywood by his teammates. The chant starts going. Not really sure why, but we'll go with it. Haynes first pitch, strike 1. On deck for West Flagstaff is Murph Keck. Murph had a nice RBI single earlier tonight in that big 3rd inning. Inside pitch, ball 1. One pitch. The low, but catches enough of the strike zone. Strike 2. Next pitch. The low, ball 2. 2-2 to count. Runners at first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. With Flagstaff leading 11-2 here in the elimination bracket of the 2023 Arizona Little League State Tournament. There's a little dribble to the pitcher. Pitcher mishandles the ball but gets it over to first base, but beats it out is Carson Abbey for the base hit. Base is loaded with 1 out. Up steps Murph Keck. He's 1-2 tonight. Popped out to third base and on the RBI single in that 3rd inning. Keck gets the sign and he's ready to go. Here's the pitch. Way outside, ball 1. Walk scores a run in this position. Bases loaded and 1 out here. One-0 pitch. Little low. Ball 2. Two-0 pitch. Outside. Ball 3 gets past the catcher. Here comes the runner to the plate. Slides in and safe. And here comes the runner for third. He gets it again. He gets underneath and he's safe too. So Schaefer scores on the pass ball from third. And Kaylee Begay, she tries her shot when no one was looking and gets in. She scores too. Carson Abbey gets all the way to third on that play. 13-2 West Flagstaff now of that 10-run gauge there. Murph with a 3-0 count. Looking to bunt. Pulls back, ball 3, and the ball gets past, but no one's running. So Murph takes is based on the walk, so we've got runners on the corners. With one out, here comes Deegan Custer. Deegan's 2 for 2 tonight with a run scored. Oh, no one was looking, including myself. They got second and third. There's a drive, second base. He gets it over the first, and that's second out, but not before a run scores. As Carson Abbey scores. And Murph Keck, who slyly with the second, is now a third. 2 outs. Mike Rodriguez comes up. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout swinging in this game. 14-2. West Flag over Mount Graham. Pitch fouled off. 0-1 to count. Right down the middle there was Jeremiah Haynes, and his pitch. Big kid. Has a little bit of power on his pitching there. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off again. 0-2. The count. Here's the pitch. Actually, it's 0-2 the count. Now it's 1-2. 2 foul balls there. Good eye there by Michael Rodriguez. Here's the pitch from Haynes. Got it in the middle, but he gets back to the pitcher, but he bobbles the ball, and he's not going to be able to throw anywhere. And run scores, and Rodriguez, we'll give him a single on that because kind of a shot up there to the pitcher. But Murph Keck scores. So RBI single there by Mike Rodriguez, 15-2. West Flagstaff is Brady Condon is up the bat now. He's 1 for 2 with a double in this game tonight. Here's the pitch from Haynes. Strike 1. Someone's making popcorn somewhere. I smell it. I don't know why. The game's almost done, but someone's got popcorn. I'm telling you that right now. I just hit my nose. 0-1 pitch. Ball outside, 1-1. Here's the next pitch. Little high, ball 2. Haynes with a 2-1 pitch. Swing, strike 2. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. A runner on first. 4 runs in the inning for West Flag. They've taken a 15-2 lead. Here's the pitch from Haynes. Oh, called strike 3, but drops the ball and throw to second to get the runner going to second. He's safe. It was a strikeout that the catcher dropped. Yeah, so it's technically it is a strikeout, but Condon reaches on a fielder's choice, I guess. Anyway, Brock Cosper is up. He's 1 for 2 as well. Single to scored, and He got thrown out on a dropped strike 3 in the 3rd inning. First pitch, and he makes contact over to third. Third gets over the second base for the force, and that retires the side. 4 runs on the inning for West Flag, and they take a 15-2 lead as they get 3 outs here and hold Mount Graham to 3 runs or less, and we'll be done with the game here after 5. Again, Ahwatukee's waiting for the winner of this. That game will be at 7:30 tomorrow night at Continental. And as we go to, that'll leave 5 teams left in the elimination bracket. And we have left in the winners bracket, we'll have 2 that have been undefeated so far. Cactus Foothills is one of them. And Canyon View and Lake Havasu are playing right now over there at Continental. Probably a pretty good game over there between those 2 teams. Don't have a final on that yet. So we'll have the 2 teams left in the winners bracket. And then they'll play tomorrow here at Mark Grace Field at 6 o'clock. Should be a very entertaining game in that one. And we have a couple loser brackets game or elimination bracket games tomorrow, 5 o'clock over at Continental. It's Sunnyside and Litchfield Park. And then Ahwatukee and the winner of this game, right now it's West Flag. That'll be at 7:30. Sierra Vista will have tomorrow off. They'll wait for the winner of Ahwatukee and West Flag Friday night at 7:30. That's kind of where we are right now. Is we start out with 15 teams. And by the end of the night, we'll be down to 7. Half the field to be eliminated. And it looks like West Flag will be one of the ones that are still around. Think about it, it's a pretty good accomplishment just for that. Michael Rodriguez now in the pitch for West Flagstaff. Thought maybe we'd see Schaefer in this situation. He only threw 5 pitches last night, but he'll be, if they need him, he'll be fully loaded, ready to go tomorrow, along with Rizzy Burkar. He'll have those 2 days rest, so he'll be good to go. So the only pitcher that won't be available tomorrow for West Flagstaff will be Adrian Crockett. But they should be ready to roll tomorrow with everybody ready to go pitching-wise. First pitch from Mikey Rodriguez, strike 1. He's facing Jacob Ruiz, who's our starting pitcher tonight for Mount Graham. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Outside, ball 1, 1-1 to count. 1-2, excuse me. I missed one of those pitches. Strike 3, watching. So first strikeout from Mike Rodriguez in the game, and next up is Jet Bingham, the left fielder. I don't know about you, I like that name, Jet. It's Jhett, he spells it too. I don't know, kind of cool. Ball high and outside, ball 1. Watch he becomes like a fighter pilot or airline pilot or something. He gets older. I would. I mean, a game like that, I think that's the career I'd go into. You already named for it. 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Maybe his parents were former pilots, maybe? I don't know. 1-1 pitch. All low, 2-1. One of the dogs is happy here in West Flagstaff. Happy about his team winning tonight. 2-1. So we're going to miss. Strike two. 2-2 the count, one out. Bottom of the fifth inning, 15-2. West Flagstaff. Pitch. A little high. Ball three. Full count here for Michael Rodriguez. As right now, West Flagstaff's 2 outs away from advancing on in the elimination bracket. Next pitch. Outside, ball four. Lets him off the hook as Jeff Bingham gets on with a walk, and that brings Brady Palmer to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight, the strikeout. He was Kaylee Begay's second strikeout victim there in the third inning. Brady Palmer, pitch number 1 to him. Swinging a miss, strike one. Oh, 1 pitch, outside, ball one. Rough road here for Mount Graham in this tournament. They lost last night 19-0. They're down 15-2 now. Swing and a miss. Strike two, excuse me. Pass, throw down to first. Runners back in time, so 1-2 is the count. Here's the pitch from Mike Rodriguez. Outside, catches the corner, strike three. Strike three looking. And Mount Graham's down to their final out. Up to the plate, Jeremiah Haynes, the pitcher. Started out the game as an extra hitter, but came in as the pitcher as Mount Graham started having to use players because one of the pitchers got hurt earlier tonight. First pitch from Rodriguez, strike one. One thing that Haynes hasn't really showed his at bats tonight is actually swinging the bat. He did once to kind of excuse me swing, but he doesn't really swing the bat much. Except for there, he fouls it off, but that makes it strike two. So Michael Rodriguez down to final strike here for West Flagstaff, and 1 strike away from eliminating Mount Graham and advancing to tomorrow night's game against Ahwatukee. Here's the pitch from Mike Rodriguez. A little high, ball one. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the fifth, 15-2 West Flag. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2-2 the count. You know, Michael Rodriguez, I'm trying to maybe get something high and tight. Not too inside, but you get the kid to swing. 2-2 pitch. Ooh, strike 3, got him looking, and that's the ball game as West Flagstaff advances on in the elimination bracket with a 15-2 win over Mount Graham. So again, after that first game from West Flagstaff, losing on a walk-off, they've now won 2 straight. Over Prescott last night, eliminated them, and now eliminates Mount Graham. Well, thank you everybody joining us on the feed tonight here on the Cal Sports YouTube page, especially those of you who joined us down from the Gila Valley and the Safford area. Your team really played with a lot of sportsmanship, a lot of character, great kids, and we wish them nothing but the safest trip back down to Safford as they head back down, and hope they enjoy their experience up here in Flagstaff as Ben Klontz going through, saying hi to his buddies. He's hugged a couple of them already, and that's cool to see that he got to play against his old team. Anyway, safe travels back home, and hope everyone down in the Gila Valley gets through the summer well and gets through everything well as well. Thanks to, again, to Lee Patterson at KATO Radio and down there in Safford and Thatcher for getting the word out about our stream tonight. Appreciate him. And Reed Richards down there, 2 great guys, 2 great radio guys down in the Gila Valley. For Casey running our telecast tonight, for Daisy on camera, I'm Dave Zorn. Again, the final score tonight, West Flagstaff 15, Mount Graham 2. We'll see you tomorrow night over at Continental.